Para tener tu casa libre de migajas, no necesitas este robotito. Necesitas las galletas María de chocolate Goya. Porque están hechas con chocolate de verdad. Son perfectas para compartir y alegrar cualquier momento. Las galletas María de chocolate Goya son tan buenas que no se les escapa ni una migaja. Y Pipa encontró un juguete nuevo.
Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno.
I hate this. I hate my life. I'm never gonna...
Press pause, Mateo. I'm you, years from now. And let me tell you, life turned out pretty good, man. I know you can't see it now, but all these feelings you have, and the moment you're in right now, it's nothing more than that. A tiny moment. God chose you for a purpose. Just take a breath. Press pause.
Goya cares because you are a precious gift from God.
Soar tiene como propósito romper el ciclo del abuso de sustancias y la trata de personas, identificando a niños con corazones heridos y equipándolos para ser una generación fuerte. A continuación, disfruten de esta interesante entrevista donde Elsa Ezell, CEO y fundadora de Soar, nos actualiza de todas las acciones que han realizado desde sus inicios el pasado año.
Since Soar began, we have done so many wonderful things. When we had our race, we were just beginning, and I remember saying 300 people came and we couldn't believe it. And since then, we have taken kids to feed the homeless. We have had baking events. We have had fundraisers. Soar has done many wonderful things. Our passion is still just as on fire as the day that we ran at the San Antonio Zoo. And I can hardly believe that we are already beginning to plan our 5K again. And our initiatives are building. We have support of our community, and we're seeing the support and the presence of Goya Cares. We have support of local churches, and kids are starting to come together. We are already taking care of several families and children. We're seeing the support of individuals. We are building our monthly supporters, and we're seeing lives change, and we're making a difference in the hearts of children. Although Soar is not in the rescue of trafficking, we did help with a coalition of organizations to rescue 2 girls. Now, why is an organization that helps children with wounded hearts partnering in rescuing girls in trafficking? Well, it starts because these young women are moms. Moms of young children. We are trying to make a difference in the next generation. Children have seen and have been hurt by addiction and trafficking. And that's where Soar comes in. We want to make a difference in the hearts of children. Children learn through play and creativity. And the first thing Soar does is come alongside grandparents, foster parents, and adoptive parents who often find themselves in situations where they can't afford to pay for the basic needs of these children. And Soar has come alongside to help invest in those children. An example is a grandmother who's 70 years old and could not afford to pay for her 3 granddaughters to go to basketball camp. Soar has invested in those 3 granddaughters to go to basketball camp. Another example is a young man who found an outlet in raising chickens. He was able to go to 4-H, and out of 200 kids, he placed 12. And now he has built, with his adopted dad, a chicken coop, and he's learning about raising chickens and seeing eggs and selling his eggs. Investing in the life of a child as they learn and learn through creativity changes the trajectory of a child's life in a healthy way. For some kids, it's not that easy. For some, it's counseling and medicine. Well, Soar comes alongside those families and helps them. The community is a very large part of the future. We have gotten involved with our local chamber, and it's been a beautiful thing seeing that the future of America is our children. And businesses have seen that they play a part, not only businesses, but churches. Through our chamber involvement, local businesses have committed to walk alongside of Soar. Let me tell you a recent chamber meeting we were a part of. Soar did a mixer, and at that mixer, one of the local pest control companies, who would not like us to tell his name because he wants to give anonymously, but when he heard of the condition of the hearts of children who have been wounded, he committed to 1% of all his business sales monthly to be donated to Soar, because he wants to make a difference in the future of children. Businesses and churches are walking alongside of Soar and investing in the future of children. The community plays a vital role in the future of our children. Our businesses, our churches, our everyday worker, we all play a part in the future of our children. By investing in the lives of our children and protecting them. There are predators coming after our children. How do we invest? You invest by walking alongside, not just Soar. There are many organizations taking care of children. You pick what organization you want to help, but the future of America is our children. And their hearts are wounded, and they're in danger. They're in danger. We need to come together and take care of our children. We are excited to partner with different coalitions. Recently, we partnered with Amy Bergen. Amy Bergen is an astrophysicist that works with Southwest Research. She recently wrote a book called The Glory of the Total Solar Eclipse. 100% of her book is donated to Soar. But the beauty of that book is inspiring the next generation to want to be scientists. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're a construction man, a painter, whatever you're doing in your profession, there is a young generation behind you that needs to be inspired. And that's what I love about Amy. Recently, we went into the schools to talk to children about the total solar eclipse. And I want you to know the kids were passionate about talking about the sun and the moon and the eclipse. And a little girl came up to us. She was so excited, and she was smiling and said, I want to be just like her. I want to be a scientist. Well, you know what? I was surprised when the teacher came up to me with a tear in her eye, actually, and told me that her mother had passed away 2 weeks earlier. I wouldn't have known it because that girl was filled with so much hope and joy to one day be a scientist. That's what we need to be doing, is inspiring the next generation. And that day, Amy filled that young girl with hope and dreams. Do you know, in class when we were talking to that young girl, I heard little girls whispering, is that the little girl that's mother died? You see, there's going to be plenty of hard things around that little girl trying to knock her down. We need to have more hope around her, lifting her up. We want to invite you to come be a part of helping rescue that next generation. When I consider what challenges the organization has faced recently and how we've navigated these, I think my heart has to go to seeing the facts of the heart of children. When you consider that in the 50s, 77.8% of children were raised in a home with mom and dad. And today, less than 40% of children are raised in a home with mom and dad. That is a hurdle that my heart struggles with. And the reality of the condition of hearts of children. And by the age of 9, children have seen and experienced brokenness in their homes. When the stability of a child's heart is love of mom and dad, and they've already experienced broken of love. When love is the foundation, those are the challenges that we want to come in and rebuild in the heart of a child. That's tough. You know, they say that if an animal wants to go after the weakest link, the first thing he wants to get rid of is the shepherd. Well, we need to come back and re-establish safety for these children. That's a hurdle. Sometimes feels overwhelming to try and rebuild, and we can't do it alone. The Bible says that one alone falls, he can be taken over, but two can overcome. And so that's why it's important for, yes, a grandparent raising a grandchild, or a foster parent or adopted parent. They need organizations to come alongside them to say, we're here to walk with you. We need your assistance. Other organizations need partners to say, we're going to walk with you. We need people like Goya Cares. What an amazing man. I am inspired by Bob Unanue. Every time I see him and he says, we have to care for the children. That's why I said yes. We have to care for the children. We have been overwhelmed by the open arms of our community, and just seeing how much people care about the well-being of the hearts of children. The first, obviously, was Goya Cares, because they're the ones that propelled us to even start Meant to Soar. And then local churches, First Presbyterian of San Antonio and Crossbridge and Oak Hills, stepping up and walking with Meant to Soar to make a difference. And so I think we want to just tell the churches that that's where it starts, is caring for the kids. And so seeing churches want to make a difference in the lives of children. Let me share with you a story. Recently we had a baking event, and you never know what the gifting of each child's passion is going to be. But in this particular event, there were 2 young men who you could see their passion and love for cooking and baking. Man, the details, they really wanted to learn and know how to work the pastry decorating. And you could see they really enjoyed the event. Well, it was a month later, and we were talking with a pastor of a different church, and they were doing a Habitat for Humanity event, and the grandparents of these 2 particular boys had seen that these young men loved cooking and baking, so they volunteered to serve the workers lunch of their own expenses, they went and served the workers lunch, and those young men showed up with their meant to soar aprons. They popped on their gloves, so the pastor tells me. Well, at the end of May, we're going to be having a tea for children. It's a Dr. Seuss tea. And I am so excited to share in many ways our support and sponsorship has blown my mind. But in one area, it's the McCoy Lumber, Vintage Barn Wood, and Contractors for Kids have donated the wood for us to create Whoville. We want these children to be mesmerized. You know, God loves them, and we want them to know that they're special. Thing 1 and thing 2 have a lesson for them. Thing 1 wants to teach them that manners, shake a person's hand, look them in the eye, and introduce yourself with your first and last name. But thing 2 has a message for them, and it's more introverted in the heart, that God says you were created with purpose. You're unique and special, and you have a gift that's your own. It was given to you on the day you were born. So this tea, it couldn't happen unless we had the sponsorship and the support of our community. I'm so grateful for social media, Facebook. I'm so grateful for QR codes, and I'm so grateful for a younger generation that knows how to use all those platforms. This has been pivotal in getting the word out. It's been wonderful to have followers know where we are, know what we're doing, and help followers to be excited. Let me tell you a story. We had a woman who came to our race, and I had no idea that she was watching us on Facebook after going to our race. She then came to one of our prayer events, and after coming to one of our prayer events, she is now one of our regular volunteers. Makes it easy for people to volunteer, and it also makes it easy for us to get the word out on a wider base for people to sign up to come to our events. That technology and social media is a tool that the predator can use for bad, but is a tool that can be used for good. And we are using that tool for good when we are going and showing the next generation and educating that next generation through educational tools like Goya Cares and Victims. So go and see this documentary. You can find it on YouTube or Goya Cares, or go to Meant to Soar. The message I'd like to convey today is Meant to Soar invites you to join us in being a guardian for the next generation of children. Let's set up our fence and let's protect the next generation. Let's build strong children so that when the predators come after our kids, they put their hand out strong. They look them in the eye and they're not afraid of them. And they say, no, I know who I am, and I know my worth, and I'm not weak, and I'm not vulnerable. We can do that together. We can make a difference, and we can change the heart of a child. Would you join us and be a guardian for the hearts of our children? Let's make their hearts strong so when the predator comes, they look them in the eye and say, not me. I know my value. I know who I am. You can be a monthly supporter and give to Meant to Soar. Be a guardian supporter and help change the future of America by investing in the lives of children. May 25th, Meant to Soar is having a Dr. Seuss tea for children, and we will need volunteers. We're going to need parents and young adults to come and help us serve the children. So if you're interested in serving, you can go to our website, menttosoar.org, and sign up to volunteer. We also have some future events coming. We have a authors event coming. We will have authors and illustrators, and at that event, children will learn that they can be authors when they grow up. They'll learn that their life is a story, and it's a story that's still being written. Nothing is set in stone. And they'll be inspired to maybe be the next up and coming author or artist. So we also have a sports camp. And you know what I love about our upcoming events? If you have an idea and you want to send them to Meant to Soar, maybe you have some idea that you want to encourage us for our upcoming events. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe you're a business and you want to sponsor an event with us. Let us know. We'd love to partner with you. So we have some events. Go to our calendars at menttosoar.org and see what's up and coming. The wonderful thing is, with a child's world, anything can be an event. We'd love to do pottery, music events. There's many things to come. So go to our website and be watching, and come join us with your gifts, because that's what you have to offer the next generation. The vision and the goals of Meant to Soar run deep, because the heart of the transformation of seeing these children soar, meant to soar, the lives of children being transformed, are going to make change in our land. But when you plant a vineyard, it takes time and a lot of work for a farmer you don't see for a while. And a lot of people want to see the fruit of your labor right away. And I think that's a problem in America. We're a fast food society. Everybody wants to drive through and have their reward really fast. But we need to be okay with tilling the soil. And we need to be okay with planting the seed. And we need to be okay with waiting on the Lord, because it takes time. And healing the next generation, that's the goal of the future of coming years for Meant to Soar. And I think that's going to make a difference in the land of our country and the leaders of our people. And so the fruit is something that will take time to see. Maybe somebody will look back on this video one day, this woman that was willing to wait for her goals.
Meant to Soar is a foundation to help children heal from wounded hearts who have had parents that have struggled with drug addiction or human trafficking. Meant to Soar will help the kids get the counseling they need and help find healing as they discover their good. My song's ready. It's ready. It's ready.
Oh, it's ready? Come, let's sing it together. So tell me more about this song and why you like this song.
Because I know people in my class that don't believe in God, and I want them to have faith in God.
I love that. I think that you being a light to your classmates is awesome. And a song is a great way to do that, to share a message that's deep inside your heart, that Jesus has changed your life and that he can change their lives too. I remember I was really, really, really afraid of singing when I was a teenager because, I mean, I was sweating bullets. I mean, I was so nervous. And, but the more that you do it, the easier it gets and the better you become at it. And so I want to encourage you, you can be a songwriter too. You just keep going, keep writing, don't stop. I even sometimes give myself a challenge to write a certain amount of songs per year. And that's just helpful for me to it's like getting your reps in, kind of like running, you know how you see basketball players running back and down the court, you know? It's just exercise basically, but it's also, you'll find that there's a couple of them that you write that are just really special to you after a while, and I just want to encourage you to keep going because you can be a songwriter too. Should we sing your song?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Chase the wind.
Meant to Soar demuestra un crecimiento de impacto. El apoyo que han tenido de Goya Foods con su iniciativa Goya Cares, así como de otras organizaciones, los ha impulsado a tener un gran alcance, llegando a muchos hogares a través del empoderamiento a los niños para que superen el trauma generacional creado por el abuso de sustancias y la trata de personas, y así puedan descubrir el potencial que Dios les ha dado.
I hate this. I hate my life. I'm never gonna...
Press pause, Mateo. I'm you, years from now. And let me tell you, life turned out pretty good, man. I know you can't see it now, but all these feelings you have in the moment you're in right now, it's nothing more than that. A tiny moment. God chose you for a purpose. Just take a breath. Press pause.
Goya cares because you are a precious gift from God.
Si quieres conectarte con tus raíces, no necesitas el último smartphone. Necesitas los discos para empanadas Goya. Porque les puedo poner lo que más me gusta. Son muy fáciles de usar. Crujientes. Y puedo hacer las empanadas como me enseñó mi mamá. Discos para empanadas Goya. Tan buenos que tu teléfono no va a dejar de sonar para que les des la receta.
Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno.